So hello everyone, this is the third Java with Selenium tutorial. So today we will discuss about the basic terms like how to launch the browser and then how to perform the basic operation. And after the performing the basic operation, we will move on the advanced topic like advanced XPath or something. And then we will move with the framework designing like a POM, TestNG, these all things we will move on. Okay, so I am assuming that you have already configured Eclipse, Java, and TestNG in your project, in your editor. If you have not done, so please refer my previous video. So let's start with the Selenium practice. So let me close this one. These all things are not required. So let me close this one. Okay. So suppose that there is a practice class I have created, practice package I have created. I will create a class name as Selenium demo. Okay. So I have created a class Selenium demo and I am using the TestNG, so I don't need to create the main method. So we have different kinds of annotation and we will take another session for TestNG. For the time being, just remember there is a few annotations like before test. Okay, and then for that I am writing that public void launch. Launch. This is a method name launch browser. Okay, so what I am doing, I have just created a class and before starting my testing I just want to open my browser and enter some URL, and after that I want to perform some testing. So I will use @test annotation public void verify element. There is a simple two methods and by help of these all things we will learn that how to access the basic element. So if I will hover over it, so you will get an option like import before test org.testng.annotation. If this testng library has been added in your project, then you will get this option. Okay, so just control it, and also for the @test you have to import the testng annotation. Now to import the browser, what you need to do, uh, we use the system dot set property. There is a method, it will accept. Always remember we use the set property, not the property. It will accept two values like a string key and string value. Okay, so the key will be web driver dot chrome dot driver. Okay, and the value will be the complete path of your Chrome driver. Okay, so where I will get the Chrome driver, so just go to the Google and type here, go to the Google, it is here, and type here the Chrome driver. Okay, so the first link Chrome driver dot chromium, just right click on this one. Always Chrome driver will give you three options, okay, to download the this one. So if you check what is the version of your Chrome driver, go to here, go to the help, and here the about Chrome driver, you will get the current version of your Chrome driver. So according to that version you can download the driver. For example, it's 81, but I can use only the 80. Suppose that it is 81, so you will get three versions, one is below, one is above. So I will just download this 81 version for my browser and it will give me a different system. So whether your window is 32-bit or 64-bit, same driver will be useful. It is for Mac, it is for Linux, and all rest of the thing. Okay, so just click on this one, it will automatically downloaded in your machine like this one. Okay, so it will be downloaded. So you can just open this one, just cut this one and put all the things, in a proper folder. Okay, so I have already downloaded, so I'll put that. Okay, so just you need to extract this one you will get this Chrome driver.exe file. So just copy this path from here. Always remember, copy this path completely. Double slash, you have to write Chrome driver.exe. Complete name, path with Chrome driver.exe. Okay, you have done this one. So at the global level, we will give the name of our WebDriver instance as a driver. Okay, now let me import this WebDriver as well. So first we will work on the what will happen if I will use Chrome driver is equal to new driver, and what will happen this one. Let's see. So suppose that first I am using like a Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver. So what will be the difference when I will use Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver, and what will happen if I will use driver is equal to new Chrome driver. So we will see both the different. So you will see that in both the cases we can use the by using both the driver instance you can easily open your browser, you can navigate to the URL. But always remember the major difference is this one is Chrome driver is a class, okay, and WebDriver is an interface. Okay, so in the main difference is we are creating an instance of the WebDriver interface and casting it to the Chrome driver class. So always remember what we are doing here. We are just we are just creating an instance of WebDriver interface and casting it to Chrome driver. Okay, so this is the main interview question, and you have to answer this line whenever the interviewer used to ask. So by using the Chrome WebDriver, you are free to use a lot of the interface methods of the WebDriver. You are free to use with multiple browsers like a WebDriver driver equal to this one, and then you can also already we have defined at the global level, so no need to define here. Also, this same driver instance you can use for the Firefox driver, like a driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Okay, so your same WebDriver instance will work for other drivers as well, like okay. So you can launch the Chrome Firefox by using this single WebDriver. Okay, so what will happen if I will open the URL? So first of all, I will use the Chrome driver. So suppose that I am saying dot navigate. It will also open your browser. So in my previous tutorial, I have told that navigate is a kind of nested method. So it will have more methods like you can use back, forward, refresh, a lot of method you can use. Okay, so I'm using the URL over here. So you will see that we are able to uh, navigate to the URL as well. So whether you are using this one driver, Chrome driver or WebDriver, by both way you can open the URL. So let's remove this one. Let's remove this one. It was for only interview purpose, but in the practical purpose you will use only the driver. Okay. So let me comment this one. This is for Firefox. Okay. So we have just set the property for our browser that the location of the driver. Then we have created the object of the driver. Now we will navigate to the URL. You can also open the URL by using abstract method like a get, and you will get this one. But you can see that after there is a no method because it's abstract method. So you cannot perform multiple operation like back, forward, refresh, etc. But if you are using driver.navigate.to, so you can get a lot of method like a forward, backward, refresh, etc method you will get. Okay, so I will use .to and I will give the URL. So I will open my website. Let me close this one, and I will say that www.way2. So I have already designed the practice page. You can go to there and practice. Here is all the elements are available, so that you can practice for this one. Like the in the Selenium tutorial, you will get a practice page. Okay, so we will learn how to access the different elements. Here all the things are available, like this one, data list. Okay, and also drag and drop you can do. So let me copy this URL. First we will try to run these all things using the Chrome, then we will work on the Firefox. Okay, so this is the main method, that this is the main way to launch the browser and navigate to the URL. So let me run this one, and let me print some command like browser opened, URL opened. So now if you will run your program, so you will get an option like a test ng, run as a test ng. Okay, so I will go to run. I will go to run as a test ng test. Okay, so your browser, first there will be some warning. You can ignore these all warnings. It's nothing. Just sending the request to the driver, and then you can see your browser has been launched. This one. Okay, so now it will get open. Because you can say this one has been opened. Now it is just navigating to the URL. Okay, so you can also perform some more operations, like you can maximize your browser, like driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So this will maximize your window. Same way you can minimize your window. Now what will happen if I will give some wrong path? Okay, suppose that I am missing Chrome driver.exe, or I am missing some folder name. So what will happen? So basically an exception will appear. You have to remember it's an illegal state exception. Okay, if I run this one, because I have just uh, entered some invalid path, or I have entered some valid path, so you will see that there will be illegal state exception. You can see the exception is illegal state exception. Okay, so this is also another intro question, that what is the illegal state exception. You should know that the path given for the driver is not correct. Now the same way I will work for Firefox. Okay, so for the Firefox we need the Jcode driver. So I have already downloaded the Jcode driver. You can also download the Jcode driver like in this way, download Jcode driver. Okay, so you will right click on this one, so you will get a lot of releases over there, and you can download this one like a Windows 32-bit. There is a separate file for Windows 62-bit. So you just need to click on this one, and it will get downloaded on your local machine. Okay, so I have already downloaded, so I will use that one. So if you go to here, and here is a Jcode driver 2020, I have already downloaded. Okay, I will use these all things. So let me copy this one. Now my path will become like this one. So I will say that again, system dot set property. This initial part are very important, because whenever you will go to any company or organization, most of the time you will get a laptop and you have to configure by itself, because nobody is going to help you in most of the case. So you must know that how to configure the Eclipse, Selenium, text engine, Maven, browser. It is a very important thing. That's why I'm taking much more time on these all things. And then you have to write here the Jcode driver. Okay, so just type here GCO driver dot exe. Okay, and again here you have to pass like a web driver dot jaco dot driver. Okay, so for the Chrome you need to pass the Chrome, for the Firefox you need to pass the Gcko and also Gcko driver dot exe in this way. So now we will open our Firefox. Firefox latest version is a little bit heavy, so it will take some time. So don't worry about these all things. So let me run this one. So again there will be some warning. You do not need to worry about these all things. And then you can say that the Firefox Mozilla this one is appearing. Soon your Firefox will get launched. As I told you that Firefox used to take some more time as compared to uh, Chrome. So always remember who is the fastest browser. It is the HTML unit driver. Basically, it is the fastest browser browser is HTML unit driver. Okay, it's the HTML unit driver because it do not have any head. It's also known as headless. Okay, and second is Chrome. Okay, after that we have like Safari, then Firefox. So this is the sequence. So I think that our text has been there is some problem to launch. As I told you, code is correct, but the Firefox is little bit heavy. So let me run it again. So let me run it again as this one, and I will run it. So it is a sequence that which browser is fast. HTML unit driver is the fastest browser because it's a headless browser. Okay. Then we have Chrome, then we have Safari, then we have Firefox, then we have IE. So these are the sequence. So most of the testing you will perform on the Chrome driver. Okay. So your Firefox is being launched now. You can see two Firefox have been opened. One I have manually opened. Second is opened by the Selenium, and then you will navigate to some URL. Okay. After that, we will access basic elements like a text box, like a list box, like a drop box, input box, button. We will access these all things. We will learn that how to access these all things. Okay. So you can see that your whenever the URL is coming in the orange color, that means it is opened by the Selenium. Also, you will get this icon. Okay. So if you hover over it, it will say that it is being controlled by a remote control. Browser is under remote control. Okay, so this means that this browser is under some remote operation like a Selenium. Okay, so now let's close this one and we will just work on that how to inspect the element, basic element. First of all, suppose that there is some input box. I want to enter some value inside this box. So I will go to the inspect and I will inspect the value of this one, and then we will enter my name. Okay, so I will use simple crow path to get the relative path. Okay, and then I will copy that path. So how to enter the value? First of all, this is not the way. I am telling a very simple way. Then actually in the POM I will tell you that how to access the XPath by using access the element by using the find by annotation. Okay, so suppose that I am using a web element. It is just a notation to notify an web element. Okay, see it is a package in a Selenium. Always remember web element, web element. This one over it, web element coding. Web element like a first name is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so now you have find your first name. Now hover over it, so you will get an option like a web element OpenQA.selenium will be the package. Now second, whenever you are finding any input box, so it's a good practice to make it as a clean. Okay, so after making the clean or clear, you can just enter the value by using the send keys. So whatever written in the double quote, it become as a string and it will be gone in the input box. Okay, the same way I will use for the last name. Okay, this one. So let me say it as its last name, and the X path I will get of this one like this. So I will. You can also get the X path from here. If you right click, if your machine or browser do not have the crow path or X-ray, so you can just right click on the highlighted element and then go to the copy, and here you will get the it's the relative X path, and copy full X path means it's absolute X path. So every browser will give it to you. Okay, so if I will copy this one, so always remember it will be in the double quote. So you have to change the double quote into the single quote. Okay, this is the one modification that you have to do if you are taking the XPath from the browser. Okay, so now my XPath will be as given by the Chrome browser. Okay, so same thing I will do. I will just clean to them and then I will enter some like send key. Okay, so I have done till now. So let me run this one. You will see that value will be entered. So for this one, I will be using the Chrome. I will not be using the Firefox. Also, you can put some weight that whenever the URL will open or whenever the browser will open, then I want to put some weight. So you can also implement the different kinds of the weight. So I will take another section for the weight. So simply there is a it's a Java concept. It's a Java method to put the weight. It's a sleep method and it is a time taken by it. It's a millisecond. So your complete operation will be paused for 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. So for the imply, so if you are applying this weight, so you have to accept one exception. It's interrupted exception. Okay. So I will run this one. So I will go to the project. I will go to the clean and I will run this one. Run as a TextNG test. So you will see that our Chrome browser will be launched and then it will enter the URL and it will for the 3 seconds it will wait, then it will enter the values. Okay, you can see that your Chrome browser has been opened. After that we will work on the how to do the mouse over, how to perform the list box action. These all things we will work on. Okay, so we have given some time like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, so it will take some time. So you can see it is loading. So I have given 3 second wait. After the 3 seconds, it will go to this element. It has been cleaned and now it is entered. So this is the way to automate. Now suppose I want to perform the mouse over operation. What do you mean by the mouse over or something? Suppose that I am going some web page and I am saying that if I will go to here and I am saying that if I'll go to any this one, then what will happen, if I will mouse over, some list box will get open. Okay, so this kind of operation I will perform. Then how to do the mouse over? Suppose that if I will go to here, the image will enlarge. Okay, so how to perform such kind of the operation to go to the some particular element? So it's a very simple thing that how to do the mouse over. We just need to use a actions class to perform the mouse over. Okay, so first of all, let me extract this one. Suppose that I want to mouse over like a Java tutorial or Selenium tutorial, this one, and I will get the XPath, this one. Okay, so first of all, I will say that my web element. Okay, web element like a Java tutorial is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so I have to find my element. Now I will create object of my actions class. Okay, so action class I will create the object of my action class, and then in the action class we have to pass the driver reference. Means our web driver instance reference you have to pass here. Over it, so you will get it's the function of Selenium, not the Java. Always remember. Okay. So by using this action class, you can perform different operations. Okay. So I will say that action object में dot you will get a method like a move to element. Okay, like this one, move to element. Okay, so we will use this element move to element, and our element is a Java tutorial. Okay, then you have to write two more method like build dot build dot perform. Okay, so let me comment this one. Okay, and let me put the home page URL so that you can see that how to perform the mouse over. Okay, so I will just clean the project, and then so you need to practice guys on the different element, that how to mouse over and how to do these all things. And then tomorrow we will work on the frameworks or advanced topic like XPath, how to create the advanced XPath, then framework, then page object model, then data driven, keyword driven. We will start these all things from tomorrow. So you can see that your browser has been launched, and now it will over the Java tutorial. Okay, so till 3 seconds it will wait, and then it will go to the Java tutorial. There is some failure. Okay, so yes, I have not commented these all things. I need to comment because it's a element of my practice page, and I am moving on the this page. So let me remove this one. I will clean this one, and I will run it again. Okay, so this will be done. Now one more thing we will learn, that how to select the value from the some list box or drop box. Okay, so you can see it has been hovered like a Java tutorial. So it has been passed. Now let me do one more thing, like how you will uh, select the value from some list box, how you will perform some operation on the list box. So always remember, in your life you will get only three kinds of the list box. Let me tell you that how. Let me first open the practice page. So in your life you will get only three kind of the list box or drop box. First, there will be a list box where this will be simple list box like this one. Okay, or drop box. So wherever you will click, whether you will click here or anywhere, some values will be opened. Okay, like this one, this one, this one, this one. Second type of list box you will get some input box with the list box, means arrow will be in the corner, and then input box. If we type the text up to the minimum 3 letter like CHA, so all the suggestions will be come out here like a Chandan, then Chauhan. Okay, so all the suggestion will come out here, and if you click on the arrow button, then again some values will appear. Okay. And the third type of the list box is simple uh, suggestion box. Basically, you just need to type the value ABC and the same result will be appear. Okay, so these are two are easy. You just need to click on here and you will perform the operation. We will learn here that if such kind of list box we have, that whenever we will click anywhere, it will open a drop or list box value. So how to do the operation of this one? So in our practice page, I have already designed one kind of list box like this one. Okay, so if you click on this one, you will get all the values. Okay, so I want to I will use this one. So to select the value or to click this one, we need a, you can say, select class. Okay, so we will create the object of my select class and then we will perform the operation. So I will just inspect this one first and I will copy that path. Okay, I will say that web element dropbox is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. This one. Okay, so I have given that path. Now I will use my select class. Select slt is equal to new select. So here I will give the web element, which is my web element. So my web element is Dropbox. Okay, so I have to import this class. Always remember there is a two option, Apache BCL something. So you do not need to import. You just need to use the Selenium support UI. Okay, this one you have to use. After that you can select the value by there is a different option. You can select the value by visible text, by index and by some other thing. So driver dot select. So if you check here, you can select the values of your Dropbox by three options. You can select by some string value, by indexing which start from 0 or some other text. So always prefer indexing. Okay, suppose that I am saying that index 2. Select the index 2. Now let me run this one. So you will see what will happen. So if Chrome driver has been launched, it will take some time because the new browsers like Chrome and Firefox a little bit heavy and they need to take some time. Okay, so you will see that how the value will be entered and the value from the Dropbox will be selected. Okay, so you have seen that the name has been entered and here the Wednesday means second value means zeroth will be Monday, first will be zeroth will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this one. So two matlab third value will be accepted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so 0, 1, 2. This one has been selected. So it's all about this one. One more thing. Suppose one more operation I want to tell you that how to perform the drag and drop operation. Okay, it's also important. So suppose you want to perform the drag and drop. So it's a very easy. You just need to find both the locations. Okay, then you can perform the drag and drop. For example, that let me prove this all thing. For example, this is a Chrome driver. Okay, suppose we are here and we have to perform the drag and drop. Let me open this URL in a Firefox browser. So you do not need to much more thing. There is an inbuilt method in your Selenium. You just need to call this method and you can perform the drag and drop operation. Suppose that I want to perform this drag to from here. This drag and drop I need to perform. Okay. So how it will be done? We just need the drag source location and then destination location, and both will be passed in the method. So how it will be done? Just it will take very little time. Let me show you. Go to here. Just inspect this one. Okay, just copy the path and say that uh, web element source is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. So this is your source location from where you will pick the element, and then you can say element web element destination is equal to driver dot find element by dot xpath. This one. Okay. So this is your destination location. So you just need to find both the location and then directly you can call the method. And although we have also created the object of my action class, so let me copy this one. So we will create a action class object, and there is a direct method like a drag and drop operation. Okay, so if I will go to here and just I will type D R, so you will get there is a drag and drop. So there are two methods. Either you can use axis like x and y axis, either you can use the source and destination element. So I will use my source element like this one, and then target element like this one. Okay, then I need to perform dot build dot perform dot build dot perform. So by this way we will just perform different operation. Okay, so let me run this code. It may take some time because I am running using the Firefox, because a lot of operation we have done on the Chrome. So one more operation on the Firefox. It may take some time. And tomorrow we will work on some framework designing part, like how to design the page object model, and then in the page object model how to do the data driven, then keyword driven, and these all things we will work. Okay, so before page object model we will work on some driver reference, like how to pass one driver instance to the multiple classes. We will work on these all things. Okay, and if something a small part is has been left or something, then it will be covered while the framework or some real time project or whenever we will do. Okay, you can see that all the operation has been performed like this one, and drag and drop has been performed. So it's all about the today's class, that you need to practice a lot of things. All the things are available on my website, that you can perform this one. You can also select this one. Also you can select the radio button. Okay, so these all things you need to perform, and you can practice much more on this page. And tomorrow we will work further on like the framework or something else. So till now, anybody have any doubt and concern, feel free to ask me.